spiritual feeling, like a joy and happiness and peace from within for no reason. Okay, that's what I wanted to focus on and tell you about it, so that you understand what I mean by that. Okay, so if anybody heard my talk last night, or this afternoon, uh, please forgive me. We're going to go through the same thing again. But I think there's nothing like imposition. There's nothing you have to accept what I'm going to say. The idea is to stimulate you to explore further by yourself, find out things for yourself. But the point of view is there's so much suffering going on in the modern time, even though we are very good at so many comforts, so many things that we accumulate, so many things we can achieve. One thing is certain: there's a lot of restlessness, confusion, anxiety, and people really do not, uh, really feel joyful and happy in most of the circumstances. See, the modern condition, if you look at it, it's more like a very fast paced. That much we know. And we kind of find ourselves trapped in patterns. So that diminish our humanity rather than celebrate our humanity. So this section explores how modern culture has redefined what it means to be human and not for the better, right? So everybody kind of explains where like this, nothing else can be done. That's like a weakness. So I don't really go with that kind of thing where you say I'm going to license the weakness. Okay. And we say, oh, we're just human, we can do that. And then we can give license for ourselves. That's not what I'm talking about. See, modern culture actually normalized uh, a dangerous narrative. See, that being human means being perpetually overwhelmed. See, we have created a society where stress, distraction, and emotional reactivity are badges of honor rather than warning signs. See, poor lifestyle habits, they are excused as inevitable consequences of modern life. Not necessarily, okay? We accept exhaustion as normal, work exhaustion, and distraction as unavoidable, and chronic stress as the price of participation in the life. This cultural permission to remain weak has become so pervasive that we have forgotten what we true vitally are and how it feels like true vitality. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, as you understand this, you will see what I'm talking about is true in our own lives. It was true in my life, and then after I kind of got into the inquiry of life and truths of life through the perspective of some of the ancient great people, then it is evident we kind of lost our responsibility ourselves. See, loss of self responsibility because we kind of handed away our agency. See, we have surrendered our wellness to systems designed for crisis management, not vitality or prevention. Okay, we are very good at acute care in the medical field, but we are not good at maintaining the vitality or reducing the chronic disease and all. Okay, and we kind of misunderstood our constitution of our body and mind complex. Okay, so we don't have the true understanding of our unique physical and mental makeup, physical and mental makeup, because that remains elusive to us in mainstream wellness approaches. Okay, it's not there. The discussion about your constitution and acting accordingly. There is going to be a personalized medicine where we are going to pay more attention to cellular health, biochemical equations, and all that. That's very exciting. It was done before in Ayurveda with doshas and all that. Now this is coming back. Okay, and we are kind of lost with our innate wisdom, disconnected from the source of wisdom. We have lost touch with that, you know. And once humanity had this guidance from within toward natural health and wholeness, but now we kind of lost it because many people don't realize body has an intelligence, and this warning signs it gives you. You better heed them very early and fix your body and mind very quickly. You can do that. Okay, so handing away our agency and not understanding that we have a constitution and that has an intelligence that is the source of our wellness will last all this. So the consequence is profound. So we wait for permission to be well, okay? Seeking external validation instead of claiming our inherent right to radiant health. Our constitution, the unique blueprint of who we are, remains a mystery when it should be our foundation. That is the loss of self-responsibility. Okay, when you really notice that, then you begin to act more sensibly towards the measures that you want to be well. Okay, I have seen this lots of times because people from ancient cultures lived longer. They lived better for 125 years in yoga sciences, and also they lived well for a long time. They were functional, they were participatory with a lot of things, that was there. But then now we are kind of not like that, right? So we are perturbed, we are disturbed, we are stressed out easily. People have so many thoughts, never able to rest them. Neurologically, we are not balanced as modern people. So, but so many thousands of years ago, ancient had this insight uh, across traditions, not just one particular Indian, Chinese, Egyptian, Japanese, Americans. Everybody had that. Okay, they recognized something very revolutionary. What they said was, human suffering is not inevitable. Human suffering is not inevitable. So they developed a sophisticated frameworks for understanding wellness that modern science is only beginning to validate. Lots of things. Okay, even your face scans, they had similar things in Ayurveda long time ago. I've talked about it when I talk about the face scans. So these insights that they had about the wellness thing, they offer a roadmap to our natural state of vitality and joy. That is the roadmap. The roadmap to our natural state of vitality and joy that is available to us. And we have to explore that. That's my point of view. Okay. So I do that for myself, and that's why I was able to really make a difference in my wellness and health. Okay. Even though I had some real problems, I was able to fix them, and now I'm leading a better functional life than before. So that's why I wanted to bring that to a lot of people so that they can also investigate. Don't believe anything I say. Go and investigate. Go and find out. Go and experiment. Don't listen to anybody. By your own inner voice, you can really do that. Okay. So, what is this licensing the weakness? We do that, right? So, you see, it's a dangerous narrative that being human means, okay, perpetually overwhelmed. That's okay. And we have created a society where stress, distraction, and emotional reactivity, they become badges of honor rather than warning signs. Okay. So we're going to understand that too. Okay. As I was talking about this, something came to my mind. How many patients they come to the clinic when I was practicing, they didn't want to even take responsibility of remembering their medications or really understanding why they are taking so many medications, what they can do about it. They didn't want to participate in their own healthcare, in their wellness. leave alone suffering and all that. Okay, but the modern condition has become like that, right? So I want you to really think about that patient that I used to see. They say, "You're the doctor. You tell me what to do, then I will do it." I don't want to think about it, and that's why a lot of medical care is a kind of overstepping their boundaries. They have ego. They feel like they have all the answers. They don't let you participate in your own care by constantly thinking and questioning, because they feel like it's against their authority they're questioning. But if your interest is wellness of the patient, and if you want to remove the excessive unnecessary suffering, then you will be like ancient sages who understood a profound truth: much of human suffering is unnecessary. So, through awareness, through discipline, and right living, they were aware, they were disciplined about their livings and right living. So, they dissolve the layers of distress, but we have come to accept as normal. So, this isn't about eliminating all discomfort. Growth requires a challenge that is there. Rather, it's about recognizing that the chronic stress, anxiety, and depletion of energy, you know, that we experience every day are not inherent to the human condition. They're patterns we have learned through our life, and patterns that can be unlearned. How many patterns you do automatically? But you are not aware of the consequence of it. That's why you may allow them go. Even if you are aware, you may allow it to pass on the patterns. So, but if you are aware and you clearly see how these choices create our experience, and you will be able to change that. So it's like a loving commitments you make to your practices that serve our highest good, and it flowers in right living, and that aligns your daily actions with the wisdom of our deeper nature, which is wise, which is always trying to tell us, don't eat this, don't delay eating this, don't go and overstuff yourself. All those warnings will be there by making you, feel like vomiting and not want to take it like that. Body has an intelligence that we don't allow it to come through us, right? That's the problem. Okay, so a lot of people do that. They kind of ignore the signals from the body or from the mind. But your body has a body quotient, that is the body intelligence. It will tell you my knee is hurting and there's something wrong with my knee. Then you go and check it out. Maybe you will be able to fix it or reinforce it with exercise so it doesn't lead to something like a knee replacement. People neglect that, neglect the knee pain, and they go on walking on that because they say, I can't really delay my work and my work will suffer. So they're so focused on the work, they delay getting early exam or early consultation and look at things and then fix them when they are really trivial. Nip it in the bud. That's what we say all the time, right? But people allow them bud to grow and flower up into real damage. Then cartilage is eaten and they come. Then nothing but surgery, right? So that kind of thing I'm talking about. Listen to the signals of the body. Even if you are doing morning routine with me, suppose it says, well, I can do this, something achy, and then stop there. Don't go further just because the instructor is doing by his way. You have to listen to your own body. You know, ask Janet. I kind of taught her to listen to her body, and then her practice was safe and so progressed much further. Okay, see, as they understood that this extreme suffering can be, removed, they said, Atyadika dukkha nivritti. That means I can remove the excessive suffering by understanding and going through it, and then really making the suffering kind of a passing cloud, or find the solutions very early and remove them, or my mind would be acting negatively on my body, that kind of thing. Okay, so you got to begin this process with awareness, seeing clearly what are my choices, and then choose them with consciousness. That is, commitment is not there, and people are really falling for that. Okay, they not only said you can really uh, go beyond the extreme suffering, but they said you can generate bliss and joy from within you, which is already there. That is something we think, oh, somebody has to give us that. Not necessarily. So they call that Paramananda Prapti. That means Paramananda means extreme bliss is possible. Prapti means you will get it. How? Number one is you can be consciously aware. That awareness, clarity of perception, presence. And you can also discover inner stillness, peace beneath the surface turbulence. Okay? And then vitality that can be radiant, overflowing life force and vigor. They can be cultivated with the right food, right breathing, right water, right thoughts, and all that. And also, you can experience deep connection with your self and also surroundings, meaningful connections, and then you can have the joy arising from your alignment with the true nature. Okay, so supreme bliss, Paramananda, is not a mystical state reserved for saints and sages. That is the important thing the modern man has to understand. It is a natural flowering of a human being living in alignment with your true nature. When we remove the obstacles we have constructed ourselves, then bliss emerges as our baseline state, unalloyed happiness. This is not positive thinking or spiritual bypassing. It is a reclamation of our birthright of joy and peace that is within us. Okay, I kind of speak from my own experience, and I don't think just randomly. I don't allow the thing go wherever it wants to go. I try to be here and now in awareness and think consciously for things I have to do, and then learn how to not pursue those thinking continuously and end it right there and stay in the stillness of mind. That is possible. Okay, so that is the one. If you understand what I'm talking about, you will always be able to do that for yourself. But it doesn't happen just like that. You got to go through the process of inquiry into yourself and find out the truth about yourself and go beyond them. Then you will be able to understand. So it requires a lot of self inquiry, self study, self responsibility, and all that. Okay, a lot of people see, the new paradigm is where human is not an excuse for weakness. When we say, "Oh, I'm just being human," it's like an excuse for your weakness. So it's an invitation to overflow with strength, clarity, and bliss. That is possible. That is the potential I'm talking about. Okay, so this paradigm shift from considering human being weakness to human being strength, clarity, and bliss, this shifts everything. When we stop using our humanity as justification for limitation and start recognizing it as the key to unlimited possibility, transformation becomes not just possible, but inevitable. So we are not meant to merely survive. That is for sure. We are designed to thrive. As a human being, can flower up. Okay. So our bodies are capable of extraordinary resilience. We know that when given what they need, what kind of nutrition, what kind of hydration, what kind of breathing, all that. Okay. So our minds also can achieve remarkable clarity when freed from chronic stress. So naturally, our spirits seek joy. Everybody seeking joy and happiness and all. And when we remove the barriers we have erected, that is when the joy comes out. It's already there. So, see, that the invitation is clear. Step into the fullness of what it means to be. Step into the fullness of what it means to be human. That is the potential I'm talking about. This is not the diminished version of modern culture which has sold us that. Modern culture has sold us that we're a diminished version. But the radiant, powerful, blissful version, that is our true inheritance. Think about that. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I hope I made sense of it to you guys. And anybody has any comments, anything that you want to share with me? This is going to be an ongoing discussion. I would like to welcome dialogue and questions, further clarity, or what do you think in your life? What has happened? You can come and share with me. Peter, you want to come? Last time I was not able to get you because of the connection, maybe. So a couple of times he tried, but he could not come up. So I would like to see how Peter's intake on this. So see, wellness, joy, and inner radiance, they belong to you. It is your birthright. So when we move from the weakness permission to bliss possibility, we rediscover what has always been true. We are extraordinary beings with unlimited potential for vitality, clarity, and joy. Vitality, clarity, and joy. Whether you have it or not, you know. Whether you can achieve it or not, you can, for sure. So, this is not the end of what I'm saying. This is the beginning of transformation that we will go through. Okay? Ancient wisdom whispers the same, but at a much depth, much better depth. Okay, and your being knows that already. So you are designed for the radiance. You just have to allow the flower to happen, and then it will come out. See, this celebration of human potential begins the moment you choose to honor rather than diminish yourself. Not egotistical, not pride and all that. Okay, the moment you reclaim responsibility for your wellness, that's that. The moment you align with your true nature, rather than the limiting stories of modern culture. Your possibility awaits. The only question is, will you claim it? Will you go after it? Will you do self-discovery? Any response from anybody? You can come and tell me, what do you think about this? It's not my opinion what matters. It is your inner telling. Do you listen to your body? Do you let your mind be silent? Do you feel the joy coming from within you for no reason? Do you impair the joy with lots of limitations you learned in the modern culture? So these are all questions for you to explore. See, what is happening is everybody is following somebody else is saying just like that. But I was always talking to you about going inward and exploring yourself these existential issues. Okay, you have to allow your intelligence to go inward without any influence from anybody, anything else. Okay, then you will discover for yourself what is the truth about you. Okay, then you will be able to really do that. Okay, so it's a question of engaging in that self inquiry. There is a perception attitude, there's a database attitude. Hi, Cecilia.
Hi, Dr. Ram.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad I caught some of this.
Yeah.
But what I was saying before is as far as doing it on your own, like for me, I'm so glad that I had like people talking about this stuff. But it was also when I said I was ready to do in my life, right? Because there was nobody in my family or anyone else around me telling me that my thoughts were creating my experience.
Yeah. Very many family members also direct the other way too. Like, for example, I'm growing in India, right? They talked about believing these gurus, believing these people, and never questioning them. It's like kind of crime if you question them, you know. But
Right.
my own inner intelligence did not believe that, right? So whereas other people will go and touch the feet of everybody, it's not my ego. It's just that I also felt he's also human. I can touch them with respect. That's okay, but not in the slavery way they were doing. Okay, they were doing with fear and concern. Okay, if I don't touch his feet, something will happen to me. That kind of thing. You know? So you can have that kind of conditioning too. Like you don't have in the modern culture people going inward and finding about themselves. Well, that is true in India also now, Cecilia. Nobody is engaged in the self-inquiry that easily because they want to believe somebody to like thousands of people go to these places and then worship these people and they want so for example there is a place where people go to get the United States visa. You see, they go there and do some things and fantastic things, and then they think they will get the visa. So it can be very ridiculous patterns. That is there. It's not a question of India or United States. It's a question of how we submit to the conditioning that comes at us. Okay, and if you may want to find out, that's fine. What I'm saying is, listening to somebody that's good, but then think about it research it. Even I always say, whatever I say, don't believe me. Just go and find out for yourself. That and that intelligence we all have. See, that's what I'm trying to bring it out here is we have that intelligence, we have that radiance, we have the joy and peace within us. It's only a question of, you see, most of the people teach you go outside and learn. Like, you go and learn chemistry, medicine, engineering, that's all fine. There's technology and all that. But inner spiritual matters, you got to explore within yourself.
Absolutely. Can you repeat those questions that you first said? Like you were asking in the beginning, like if you're joyful for like no reason.
Yeah.
There was those questions.
It's based on the ancient saying, "Achyataka dukkha nivritti, paramananda prapti." What does it mean is they were questioning: do you have to suffer suffering? Or do you want to go beyond the suffering? How do you go? That is the essence of the ancient Indian philosophy. Okay, it's not like a given word and you follow. No, they said inquire like Pekin, ask questions like this, and then go and find out what you find from the deep inquiry. Okay, inquiry doesn't come. Suppose you believe me something I say, there is no inquiry on your part. But on the other hand, he said, he said this, but I'm going to question it. I'm going to doubt it. I'm going to go deep beyond it. That's when you know. So what the ancients encouraged was, don't accept anything, but engage in discussion, engage in questioning, engage in doubting. And out of that self inquiry, you will touch upon your own intelligence, your own true self within. And that is the one allows us don't have any chatter of the mind, but then that joy and radiance. It hung up. Okay, I'm back again. Sorry that internet hung up on me. So I had to rewire myself. Cecilia, did you hear anything I said? Uh, yeah, she's coming back. That's good. Okay. Can you hear me okay? Cecilia, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Because the internet gave up on me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was mine or yours, but anyway, we're back, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard you say about, can you just like enjoy life for no like particular reason? It's like, well, like there doesn't have to be like this one big thing, right? A graduation of sorts, but like life in itself, yeah, that's like the celebration, right?
They are pleasurable events because they have an external reason. We are happy and we are pleased and all. That's fine. But that is very temporary. It can go the other way too. Suppose you failed and you cannot graduate, then a lot of suffering, right? That is there. But that is all related to the events in life. We are talking about
now and again.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. You're back.
Yeah. So it's a kind of discovering the potential within us with no external reason to be joyful and happy and blissful.
Yes.
That is the genius of the ancients, is Cecilia. They didn't have the technology like we do, and they didn't have this restless minds like we do. They didn't have this lack of vitality in food and water and all that. And we don't have the vitality now, but they have that. Okay, so there were so many things going for them, but they were true to the nature, both inside and outside, and that's why they were able to live for a long time and also live well and live in joy. We kind of make our patients last for long because of the medications we give. If you go and see people in nursing home, many of them don't have any joy in living. They're just existing there, and that's very painful to me to watch that. So I try to do everything I do, get the animals, get the kids, get the nature into their lives and all that. But whatever we do, many people give up. I don't have any meaning in my life. I don't have any purpose in my life. And then they kind of slowly die for years. And that's very painful to see. We don't need to have that in the first. That's my argument. We can live well for a long time, and also we can live with joy. That is our birthright. And we are foregoing that when we admit, oh, all this chronic stresses, everything that's created in the society, we're going to accept that. People want external things to change, but they don't see the potential inside that can give you joy without any money, without any things and all that. That is the genius I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, because you just said chronic, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be great to have like chronic happiness?
Oh yeah, no, that is hidden. That is there hidden. We need to get it out.
Yeah,
it's not chronic or acute. It is inherent with us. It's our birthright. Yeah,
exactly.
It's not a wishful thinking or say, oh, this is all going to be okay. No. Okay, so as an intelligent human being, you have the potential to tap into it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know because, I realize that...
I will ask you a simple question, Cecilia. Every day, I wipe off the whole day from my mind, all the reactions, all the whatever negativity, whatever what happens.
Brand new.
I kind of wipe it off and sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I don't let those mind go into the memories.
Mm-hmm.
How beautiful that is.
Absolutely.
I live it.
Yeah. Experience something. Yeah, it's all new, right?
I live it. and I'm inviting everybody to try it.
Right. Yeah. Because if you think about that, like what a great way, like, because people talk about like forgiveness, right? Forgiveness. You got to forgive. And well, if you just like wake up.
This gave me trouble.
Oh, did you hear me?
There was some disturbance again. Okay. Maybe it's on this end. The internet is very unstable today. I don't know. Maybe they're doing some repairs or whatever.
Yeah, it could be my new headset too. But I was saying about, if forgive.
Come back, Cecilia. You're in the middle of something telling me.
Yeah. So I was saying forgiveness and how people, we talk about how important like forgiving are, and like, but the thing is, if we wake up and we don't have the memories from yesterday, then there's nothing to forgive.
No. Not like that. You can have the memories, but don't go and live there in the memories. Okay? What it is the simple rule. Don't cling on to anything that passed or going to come in. Live this moment completely, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, and what I'm thinking about is 21 years of not having spoken to my mother. Right? Had I been in this state of mind where I am now, which is like, clear and not living in the past and stuff, then I wouldn't have gone 21 years beating myself up and angry had I been living in this place where I am now.
That's it. That's unnecessary suffering we went through because with the way we are programmed, kind of.
Exactly.
So having this knowledge now is what you have done by yourself. That's what I'm talking about. That is the potential to bring it out. So, for example, this present moment living I do, which I practice, which I talk about all the time, is letting go things that are gone completely. Psychologically. Not that we forget the physical memory and all that, but also landless, which we use we improve the life and all that. But it is psychologically clinging onto it and suffering from it.
Right. Yeah.
That we don't need it, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't need it.
But a lot of people say, oh, well, I'm only human. I can remember all those. I can suffer and all. That is what I'm questioning. Do you need it? Do you really need that? Or can you let it go? And it's not like, I'm all happy, lucky. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about let bygones be bygones.
Yes, and the only human thing makes us like so tiny and like completely incapable, and we're opposite of that.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making here. We kind of say, we give explanation for the weakness and say that we are. From that to, no, we have this capacity to be very joyful, very spontaneous, very radiant, because you don't cultivate these modern things that are bred into us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
you follow Sadhguru, right? Sadhguru takes these people into this trance-like state when they are really laughing or joyfully jumping up and down. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No, Sadhguru has these meditation sessions when the people who are doing that with him, they go into ecstasy. They go into joy and they will be crying and all that. That's because they're releasing all their mental hang-ups in that meditation.
Oh, yeah. When I was with him, there was, a very powerful part, and it was like, this was when I was there in Philly in November 15th, and we did this whole day thing with him, and it was such a powerful part where he says, guiding us through like a meditation, and then having us, there's 6,000 plus people joining this day, right? And he says, now all of the, let's say anger, it was like anger, jealousy, and two other things, I can't remember at the moment, but to feel that in your solar plexus, all the anger that you have in your body, all of the anger from the years, and then bring it up to your throat, and then bring it up to your mouth, and then release it, right? And you hear 6,000 plus people screaming out of their body. It was so like I was crying because I think
that's what I'm talking about. Because
this is only 6,000 people. There are 8 what billion people in the world holding this stuff in their body on a regular basis.
Remember, he was directing you, but you did it yourself.
Yeah.
That means you have the potential to do it. See, it has come out because you allowed it to well up in you and come out. What I am saying is you can do that without a teacher directing you, provided you understood all these mechanisms. Releasing.
I mean, I can't. I'm aware of these things now. There are some, I say, middle America that have no idea about these things.
Yeah, that is not in America. Modern world has it like that. They don't really get to see these things because either it is like a complete belief or just accepting it. What it is as a human being, you can question, you can doubt, and you can resolve. This is a Socratic thing, like going into the deeper aspects of anything, not accepting it. Because what happens is, the moment you start to question, to doubt, you want to understand, your own intellect grows, your own intelligence knows what is what.
Yeah, I remember getting to a place in my life of thinking, like, there's no way, this any sense that I just came to this earth, I was born to suffer. It doesn't make any sense.
No. There's no need for the unnecessary suffering. There is suffering because physical pain, psychological pain, a grievous pain, or really living through the hell in the past and all that. There's a lot of things we can, but then there is a way to understand the whole thing and then transcend the extreme suffering. It is not just a word, though. It's a lot involved in that. But then all I'm talking about is the potential. Whether you can do physically, psychologically, spiritually, that's a different matter. But discovering we have the potential within, that's what I'm pointing out.
Yeah.
And then
beautiful.
It's not about willpower or pride as we understand in the modern circles. It is our innate human nature that has capacity to look back and look forward, but can stay in the present moment and take those things as lessons.
Yeah, we're so very distracted.
Yeah, very much distracted.
All the time.
Yeah,
I think about going. Let's say you go out to eat like with a friend, and then like you're on your phone. You're not even eating. You're not even eating that meal with your friend. You're eating the meal with your phone.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. See, it's a lot of small things that you can do that can make it a lot of it. For example, you are planning something, right? I'm planning an event on January 17th, 18th. I have to plan. I have to prepare some list of things I want to do. But when I'm doing each one, I am focused on the process of that. That way, I'm not dreaming about it. I'm actually doing what I have to do for the future. That means I'm in the present in executing the task that leads to that. But a lot of people are stuck in the goals. They neglect what they are doing, the process. They'll be thinking ahead. They'll think about what can reward and all that. That is what I'm saying. No, don't go away from the life which is here and now in this moment. Don't go back in the memory or don't go back in the future in your mind. You can use those things for your own sake. But then when you live, you are in the present. Otherwise, you are in the mind. Modern people are always stuck in their mind.
Yeah, I mean, I said middle America, but you're right. It's like...
no, everywhere is the same. India, you go now, people are like that. Okay? So it is a question of how technology and all these things are supposed to help us, but we make them, we get slavery to them. Phone is phone, is it a tool, right? Why can't you put it away when you want to? Because you allow the habits to grow. And then Oh, somebody has to show me a way to break out of it. That is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm talking about extreme optimism about human potential.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not like condemning either. It's a kind of sympathetic understanding what stress people are going through. It's kind of pointing out the extreme compassion. You can be better than this.
Right.
And then you got to do your own work. There's no, that's where I'm calling for the don't give up your agency of self responsibility to something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and expect, like, even like, let's say a doctor to do your physical work for you.
Exactly. You see, doctor has to teach you how to do it and also show you the base and everything. But you got to do it yourself.
That's right. Yeah.
That's where I encourage
my. I'm gonna drop off.
I kind of
Namaskaram. Have a good night.
Me too. I kind of encourage my patients to do their own work, and I also say you are the partner in your self care. So ask me all questions, know all the information, go on research. That's all fine, but eventually you got to do it yourself, right? That kind of thing. So anybody else? Unfortunately, I lost all those people that were there earlier because the internet gave me a problem, But now, okay. All right. Thank you very much. And I'll be talking to you on this topic more detail as we go along. And hopefully everything will be more clear to you. If it's not now, it will be. And it's all a question of celebrating the human potential that exists in all of us. Okay, let's live more and more depth into it and more understanding from the ancients point of view and how we can learn lessons from that. Okay, not that we have to go and live like that, but then understand I use technology as a leverage for a lot of things. That's fine, but I don't think the tool is going to control me. Okay, thank you, and I will talk to you again. Bye bye.